This has been my all-access pass to some unimaginable experience. This camera has given me exposure. Exposure to shake hands with billionaires. Exposure to have dinner prepared for me by NFL athletes. This camera has allowed me to go to the homes of political officials and be in operating rooms with medical doctors. You see, this camera has allowed me to see the world, pun intended for the camera. And this camera has allowed me to help others and to shape my community. So it's 10 p.m. on a Friday night, and like most social and young millennials, I'm out having a good time, just hanging out with some friends, relaxing, but I don't know who that guy is, that's not me. You see, I'm at my computer, editing videos late into the night, like I always do. Because when you're a filmmaking entrepreneur, editing, that's how the deals get made, and that's how my bills get paid. So, I'm at my computer, 10 p.m., I hear the familiar sound of an Outlook email come through. Y'all know the sound effect with the little red dot that pops up in the tab? The email that night is from a medical doctor looking for a director and a team to produce a feature-length documentary. The film was called Black Men and White Coats. It talked about the lack of diversity in medicine, how that leads to healthcare disparities. Only 2% of practicing physicians in America are Black men. Only 2%. I personally didn't meet my first Black male doctor until the age of 22. I had already graduated college. I never knew being a Black doctor was possible for me because I was never exposed to it. So I took up the task of directing the film Black Men and White Coats. And to be honest, I didn't know if I could pull it off. I'd never done a feature-length film. But I knew it was an opportunity to refine my craft, an opportunity for exposure. And when you're an entrepreneur and a filmmaker, I spell opportunity, W-O-R-K. So the film, Black Men in White Coats. To be honest with y'all, it was the hardest project I've ever worked on. We had like 30 terabytes of footage. We had interviewed 20 people across the country from like Miami to Seattle during the pandemic. And we had one major goal, to make it on Netflix. We believed that making it on Netflix would give us the most exposure for our film to help us correct the problem. But at times, I doubted I could pull it off. Every time I went to edit, it was like putting together a million little puzzle pieces. It was me versus the doubting thoughts in my head versus my computer. But after 7, 8, 9 months of editing, after more Zoom meetings than I could count, and after a couple of expletives yelled at my computer, we got the film done. We packaged it up and we sent it off to Netflix, away from the calls. Some time passed, another Outlook email. This time, it's from Netflix. I opened it up, and the email read, "Your film is too small." Too small. It's a film about Black men not appealing to the masses, and I'm too small for filming. Am I not good enough? What does too small mean? I didn't know what too small meant, and I still don't know. But what I do know is that I was crushed. I was failure. I remember talking to my team at the end of the year, and we were debriefing the project that we had created. I said, that Black Men in White Coats film, we had an opportunity. But we failed. Netflix, they didn't validate us. They didn't want us. But we knew how hard we worked on this film. The mic's on you guys. So Netflix didn't validate us. But we knew how hard we worked on that film. We knew we could not let Netflix stop us. We wanted to make real change with our film. So we decided to independently distribute it. Through the journey of making Black men White Coats. Audio issue. But it's fine, we'll keep it going, right? That's right. We got that, that's fine. So through the journey of making Black men in white coats, I learned something. I learned that a white coat, it wasn't just about being a medical doctor. It was about professional excellence available to all of us in all professional fields. A common theme in our film became, you can't be what you can't see. And it showed me how important exposure is to professional success. And once we get that exposure, we got to get up and move towards it. So with our film, we got up and we moved. We virtually showcased it across the country, over 120 medical schools, hundreds of library systems. And the reviews, they started to roll in. Hundreds and hundreds of reviews about the impact of our film. My favorite was from my grandmother. I love grandmothers. Y'all love your grandma? Yeah, I was in Houston last week. My grandma, she talking trash about the neighbors, but I digress. So this grandmother said she made her 2 grandsons watch the film, and that every Black grandmother in America should make their grandsons watch my film. And I was like, man, that's bigger than making Netflix. This wasn't just a film, this was a movement, you guys. We were showing young Black boys and Black girls what could possibly hold. We were giving them exposure. We were showing them the professional success they could achieve. We were showing those grandsons that they too could have a white coat. So what does a white coat even mean? To me, it means excellence. It means prestige. It means 10,000 hours of work. 10,000 hours of work to refine your craft, to have precision-like skills. And I was like, well, what's my white coat? Could it be that I was able to complete the 1,000,000 puzzle pieces that was the film Black Men in White Coats because I put in 10,000 hours of work? No, I didn't do a residency or fellowship like my medical doctor friends, but I put in 10,000 work as a filmmaker. And I know that's what gave me the confidence to finish the film Black Men in White Coats. Well, let's back it up. How did I get here? How did I get to 10,000 hours? Could it be that I looked outside of my own family to be a first-generation college graduate? Could it be that I moved beyond my hometown in which I grew up to find myself at a collegiate institution in the first place? And once I got to college, I realized, hey, classroom instruction is not enough. I had to move even more, get even more exposure. I directed over 40 music videos while in college. I read 60 books in 2 years, more books than I read in the other 22 years of my life total. And I didn't stop there. I continued to move. I started a media production company while in college. I was a filmmaker. I didn't take any business classes. I didn't know what LLC was. But I started a business because I knew it was an opportunity. An opportunity to continue to refine my craft. An opportunity for exposure. An opportunity that led to me creating a film, Black Men in White Coats. 1 year after the film debuted, there was a 21% increase in Black male enrollment as first-year medical students across our nation. Now, I can't take all the credit for that, but I'm going to take some of it. We made the film. We showed it, so I'm going to take some credit. So my path is not the path of those Black men in white coats. My path is not your path. It's not your path. For my camera guys and media people in the back, it's not their path. All of our paths are different. But one thing is for sure, that exposure is important to all of our paths. And that we must put in the 10,000 hours of work to achieve that white coat on our path. Now, I know they say you only got like 12 minutes, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I got one more quick story, if that's okay. That's okay? Yeah. I had a couple mic hiccups, so I got extra 30 seconds. Last month in September, I had the biggest professional meeting of my career. I created a short film with 3 black men, who, if I told you the 3 letters of the agency they work for, you would know exactly what they do on Sundays. We were taking our short film and presenting it to an internationally known brand and publication. This meeting was so big that I met with 3 lawyers in 1 week. Talk about movie gigs. I remember driving to my lawyer's office as we were going to have this meeting, and I was nervous. My hands were clammy, my heart was beating, my mouth was dry, the counting out. And I was like, I'm not just nervous, but I'm scared. I'm scared because I'm a small company meeting with an international brand. They had more people on this Zoom meeting, 9, than I do in my entire company at 6. I was scared because I don't know if I was ready to be in this meeting. I didn't know if I belonged. I imagine I felt like many of those black men felt on their first day of medical school. I was suffering from imposter syndrome. But I thought back on those 10,000 hours of work, and it gave me confidence in my project and then the fact that that meeting could be successful. It was those 10,000 hours that led me to continue to put my white coat in a meeting when I was the ant to the boot, the David to the Goliath. And as the ink dries on a deal with an internationally known brand, I know this short film will be bigger than just a short film. Just like Black Men and White Coats was bigger than Netflix. And so I say to you, no matter the circumstance, it's the exposure, it's the 10,000 hours of work that's going to get me my white coat. So my question for y'all is, what's your white coat? Thank you.